I don't know about you guys, but I personally love Fracture. It's a really reactionary based map, and you have to make your decisions based off the enemy team's decisions, and it's just a really good map. I like it. When it first came out, I wasn't a huge fan. I thought it was a huge gimmick because, you know, these guys spawn here, and then you can come this way and come this way. It's just, I thought it was a big gimmick, but it's grown on me, and I personally really love the map. When pushing into certain parts of the map, right, let's say, for example, that the defending team decides to pinch this part of the map, you'll probably see attackers go into like A or go into B, right, because they want to take whatever map control that the defenders aren't taking, correct? Now, the thing is that the biggest part of the map that I think is underrated is defender spawn. At least I thought that, and I didn't think that until I watched this DSG versus Mad game. Now, what DSG does a really good job of is that they aren't afraid to push into parts of the map that other teams would normally be afraid of pushing into, right? In ranked or in other competitive play, you don't really see teams push into spawn as like a protocol, right? And you're going to see that a lot from DSG, and in this game, I'm going to show you how important pushing into spawn can really be and how big of an advantage it can give you in some of these rounds. So we're starting off with round 3. DSG, they're starting off all grouped up over towards A. They have a full buy. These guys have all classics. They want to keep all their guns in one part of the map, and they don't want to give any away, right? So they just have the Cypher cameras spotting over towards B, or towards the north side of the map, I should say. And they don't really see anything, right? So KO and Raze they're looking up B main. They don't really see anything. So like, okay, let's take some of this map control, right? So they're walking up. KO's grabbing the ult door. They're like, all right, let's exec into this thing. KO knife goes in. That's really big info. They're running in, but unfortunately we get cut off, right? They get cut off by that Raze nade. They backed off a little bit. They get cut off by the breach stun, and the KO gets isolated. Exalt gets isolated in tower, and Zexor hits some crazy shots with the classic. I don't know how he landed those, but immediately DS just like, yo, go, 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 go. There's like a bunch here. We saw KO knife, breach stun, a guy in tower. Let's go. Let's get out of here, right? And you see the pings coming into the map like, oh, let's go take spawn. Let's take spawn because they're taking this part of the map, right? But Clear gets left behind. He gets stuck behind this default box. He's good for one, but they get traded out and they got Vandals, right? So they decide to take spawn. They cut off this Killjoy, who definitely wasn't expecting this, right? Brimstone had first contact, and I think Cypher swung off him. But now, by taking spawn, you've now turned... The attackers are now the defenders, but just based off of their positioning, and the defenders are now the attackers, right? But the spike is planted. You just saw it was planted on the left side of default, so that it's planted for rope and for spawn, and technically dish if they wanted to. So again, a really good reaction from DSG, and again, you don't see this a lot from a lot of other teams. And I personally haven't considered that, you know, you could push into spawn like this and use it. At least I haven't seen this done before. They go in for the retake. Gangsta's playing off the Brimstone, off of Steel. Steel swinging out, runs and guns a guy, and yeah, they win a really important round. And the very next round, we're going to see the same thing. So as you can see, we got a 4-1 setup. We got the Cypher solo towards the south side of the map, and you have a 4-person push towards the north side. Now, Roomba goes in, KO knife goes in. This Roomba, I'm pretty sure, is a lineup that clears just about all this, which is really nice. Fracture Roomba lineup coming in, video coming in soon. But regardless, they grab the orb, they're taking their time, they're poking and prodding, seeing what's going on. Again, they don't have any info across, you know, on this half of the map. So as you can see, Brimstone and KO are looking over this way to see if anybody pushes out, so they can play off of that info. Now, Raze is peeking into sight, breach one under sight, getting ready to breach ult so this team can exec. I think they're waiting for something, maybe like a KO knife or something. But they do peek out dish, and that was the Raze. I saw the Raze peek out dish. Now, because they aggressed out of dish, Raze is like, okay, well, let's go take spawn, right? Let's go push into spawn, look for a kill, look to try and even out the odds. Right, so they did. Trick gets a really big kill to make it a 4 versus 3 from a 4 versus 4. Now Clear's like, okay, let's go push into spawn again. Let's walk into there. They peek, breach. Actually, ulted spawn for Race to go even for more, but I don't think Clear is ready for it. But regardless, overall, this was a really good reaction from Clear. He peeked into spawn after receiving aggression from Dish, found a really important kill, was confident, and found another important kill to make it a 3 versus 3. So how does this post plant end up? We have a breach in tower, stunning off of Raze's contacts. If you just saw the post plant video, this would be a really good example of a good post plant. He stuns so we can get out. Gangsta swings out, gets 2. Brimult goes in, big Brimult from Steel. This swings out, nade goes in, and I think, Clear gets a kill pretty soon. Regardless, it was a really good idea to push spawn and get these important kills. So yeah, push spawn, it's pretty good. All right, and again, we're gonna see some more spawn pushes. So in this round, round 6, we see Mad set up in like a north side of the map pinch, right? I know the south side is called bridge. I don't know what this stop part is called, but we're just keep calling it the north side. But KO's got a molly out. He's got a lineup that's going to land in exactly where Cypher's playing, actually. And then they got a breach stun going in. They got a whole bunch of set utility. They got the raise paint shells, the brim molly, or the KO molly, I should say. And all in all, really solid pinch. So based off of this information that Cypher just received, that there is 4 people pushing towards this part of the map, the immediate response is, okay, let's push up into B main. Let's get up in there. So you see a KO flash go in there, and now Raze is his instinct, his protocol. Let's go into spawn. Spawn is good. Let's take the free map control. They're not in their spawn currently. Let's use it. Because if they have this part of the map, by you taking this, you're now opening up more avenues of crossfires that you can play with your teammates, right? It's just a really good idea. So you're going to see smokes go in for clear. Clear's going to, or what is it? Steel's going to smoke spawn. They're funneling out sight. And they realize, yo, you know, spawn's pretty free. Spawn's pretty free. Come into this way. Come in this way. So they're punishing them for like trying to retake out into sight because they're not expecting them to be in their spawn, right? So when Killjoy swings out and Race swings out, they don't expect Steel and them to be all up in Canteen and Generator playing in these spots. Now they realize, they're like, okay, we're out of Brim smokes, we kind of have to make some space for ourselves. So KO finally leaks his way back onto site, and these guys, they're just holding for info. They're just holding. The KO knife goes out, they know that somebody's here, they need to come swing this together because Brim's got Spike and they can't really go back to A because that's really risky. They don't know what's going on over here. All they know is that KO's on site and site's clear, kind of. But regardless, you see them both double peeking, and they got the breach stun. They're like, okay, we handled this well. We were able to push into spawn. We were able to weather the storm from them trying to retake quick coming from arcade. All in all, this is a really good response from DSG. And like I said, pushing spawn in this map is very underrated. And no, I don't mean like pushing spawn when you're just hungry for kills and you want to int your teammates' games. I mean like as in a response to this going on, right? So we can watch the rest of this post might go on. Now, eventually, the defenders, or KO, does decide to rep all the way back through spawn and tries to re-clear it. They don't expect it because spawn's been clear for so long. So Gangsta's going to get shot in the back by Trick. Now it's a 2 versus 2. How do you want to play this? KO's in a pretty strong spot in this little cubby. Again, it's an angle that's never really expected. They both decide, you know, let's double swing this guy. Let's kill him. So, all in all, pretty clean. Great round from DSG. So like I mentioned, Fracture is a very reactionary map, and you're going to see that again. So, Mad decided to go for a north side pinch. And you're going to see DSG respond to this information pretty well. So they got a Cypher camera, got the tripwire, got a Raise Roomba going through A main, KO knife for B main. Pretty good solid info across the map now. Again, the defense is on a low buy, so you see the attackers all grouped up together. They don't want to give any of their guns away, keep them all in one place. But the Cypher cam got broken, plus the tripwire. So they're like, okay, well, let's just go into A. Now that they do like these snake smokes to try and get it onto site, which is pretty good. But Cypher, Ziff, he cages top. He's like, yo, nobody's out in the sand. I'm going to go take the rope. You see right here, Breach and KO, they both have flashes. Now, you're going to see them both be used at the same time. And you're going to see KO and Spawn get blinded because Cypher's pushing into Spawn again. Now, flash Spawn, Ziff makes it all the way up. And he realizes, yeah, they pinch this part of the map. They're going to be coming through here eventually, but it's going to take them a while to get here, right? Because this rotation takes like what, 5 years or something. So again, they take the space for their team. Raze and Cypher are pushing up into spawn into this area, and it just makes it impossible to retake. You have this really annoying crossfire from here and from spawn. You can't really retake from dish ever because you have to worry about these guys and anybody below you. All in all, again, it was an eco round, but again, it still proves my point that spawn is underrated and should be pushed more on offense. Yeah, on offense. All right, in this round, this one's a bit of a stretch, but you're going to see some pretty good timing usage and timing recognition into Canteen. You'll see in a second. So DSG, again, they love doing this 4-1 where they got 4 people towards one part of the map and the Cypher's on the other playing for info. So as you can see, that's what he's here for. He's got the trip, he's got the cage, he's got the cam, and these 4 people contacted up B main. They're contacting up, they break some of Killjoy's utility, counts all the way up, knife goes out, Raze goes in, all this stuff's going down, and Cypher's coming in for his pinch. Now, they do eventually get out of the choke point. Exalt's a really good entry. But they realize that this Killjoy's stuck in tower, and he gets pinched. Really nice pinch. Now, right now it doesn't look like they're going to do anything in spawn, right? You have the KO and Breach in spawn. You have the Raze and Brim rotating over. You're thinking like, oh, how could they eventually get into spawn? Well, you're going to see in just a second. 3 versus 4, how do you want to play this? Now, Cypher realizes that he has to make a big play. So he walks near Jenny. He's getting ready for his Breach to flash Jenny for him. So he swings into the smoke, downs the KO, which is a really big kill there. It's going to slow down the retake. They need to raise the KO. Now, Raze just naded this part of the map, right? Raze just naded this part. And Ziff realizes, yo, I dodged the nade completely. I have a pretty good timing. So I'm going to rewind this just a smidge. So he gets the kill on the KO, Raze started over here, but they have to go regroup and res this guy, right? So Ziff realizes, yo, this nade just went out. I can slip past this thing. So he slipped past. They're all worried about trying to res this KO, right? So Ziff is walking up on 11 HP. Brimstone's baiting for his teammate, right? He's going into the smoke. He's showing KO, like, oh, I'm right here, peekaboo. He gets shot. Ziff shoots him in the back. And again, this whole timing and this whole like 3 versus 4 comeback or recovery, I guess, was all created because Ziff decided to push spawn and find this really, really good timing. So again, they end up winning the half, I think 9-3 or I think 9-3. Regardless, DSG end up winning this game, and I do think that their protocols and reactions to push into these parts of the maps and part of the map was a big reason as to why they won this match. So with that being said, hopefully you learned something from this. Push some spawn on Fracture. It's pretty good. Just don't int, please. Don't come out of this video thinking that you just gotta push spawn all the time and get kill hungry. No, that's not what this is. Sometimes the right reaction is to push spawn. It's just not when you're feeling hungry for kills and you want to throw your teammates games. So like I said, hope you learned something. I did. I'll talk to you later. Take care.